welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Millie from Red Mills Crochet, but you should probably already know that since the channel name is Red Mills Crochet. Today I am going to be answering questions from you guys. I asked in a couple different places, but I picked mostly from my Patreon and my Instagram. So I've got like business questions, I've got crochet pattern questions. If you see me looking off to the side, it's because I'm trying to read my notes here. But yeah, yarn questions, just like a good variety here. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So Felicity asks, how are you able to make so many patterns and still be creative with it? And how do I want to start this question? Well, I think that your sorry, my dog is in the back napping. I think creativity is a bit like a muscle. You need to work it out, practice, much like an Olympic athlete, to really hone your skills. And it just, I don't know, it helps you like to always be thinking in a creative way. What helps me is I like to doodle something out before I make it because I feel like it gives me a feeling of how I want to bring it into this world and bring it to life. Sometimes I'm scrolling on, sometimes all the time, I'm scrolling on like Pinterest and Instagram. I'm always looking for like different, like at different mediums and stuff like that too, to see what other people are creating in other mediums, just to kind of like bring more fresh ideas into the crochet world. Another thing that helps me is my Patreon because it's a bit of a choose your own adventure over there. So they're always giving me suggestions for the 2 patterns that they get every month. Sighing like you pay the bills, huh? Anyway, they are always giving me suggestions. So like whatever they wind up voting for over there, like those are the 2 things I'm going to make that month. But that like gives me a little bit more creative room and freedom to do things on the side, like my like Yuri the Snow Dragon, or my little star dude that I made while I was on vacation. Like I just saw something cute on Pinterest and I wanted to make it, and I did. Nobody asked for this. It was just boop, boop, just like that. But yeah, really it's a lot like working a muscle out. You just kind of like, you have to get into the swing of things and a good like flow with how you think. I actually like, this has happened to me a couple of times. I think a couple of other people have too. If you're one of these people, comment below. But I have like had like dreams before where I've like woken up and I'm like, I have to make a chibi unicorn, or I dreamed about something and I'm like, that is a pattern I have to make right now, and that's what I work on like that day so I don't forget about it. But yeah, it's not all magic. A lot of it's just consistency with like using your creative muscles in your head. Our next question is more of a businessy one. So Chelsea asks, do you have tips for starting a crochet business or building a platform? So for this one, I would say start before you feel ready. Just kind of like jump into it. Like start your Instagram, start your Etsy, start your YouTube, or like make your website or whatever. Like you're never actually going to be like 100% ready. You just have to like jump into things. Of course, like do your research, but like just jump into it. You're never always going to be ready. Another one is to build a community. Like you're not just relying on customers. You are trying to build a loyal customer base, but this includes networking, like being friendly, like having like good relations with your customers, and then like back onto the networking thing, like networking with other crochet businesses, seeing how things work in like the world and how the community works, because there's so many times where I come across like somebody that is a smaller crochet account, or like they're a newer crochet person and like they're out here copying somebody because they don't know any better. But it just takes having a community of crocheters around you to educate you and put you in the right direction, so that way you're like practicing good ethics in your community type of thing. So make sure you're connecting with other humans and you're not just being transactional. And then As far as like more businessy stuff goes, the boring stuff. You have to do it. Like your admin work, your pricing, your answering messages, as much as I hate doing it sometimes because I'm not like a huge social creature. Yeah, it is a lot of work, but once you get it flowing in your workday, much like I am trying to work like recording my vlogs and stuff into my workday, it starts to become a habit. So we'll go with those three things. So start before you feel ready, connect with people, and what do I want to say this? Your admin work, your boring stuff, that stuff. Fun Size Potato asks, favorite pattern? And I feel like this is like kind of having to pick a favorite pet in a way. I do have them sitting over here because I did try to prepare a little bit for this video. I don't have my like favorite pattern of mine, but I would say Winnie the Dragon and or How to Snuggle Your Dragon, only because they brought people into my life, like the tester calls and like the group chats and stuff. They brought people into my life that like I interact on a daily basis with now, and like I can't see my crochet life without. So I would say those two would be my favorite patterns for that reason. And then one of my favorite patterns just like out in the community, I'll say two. So I don't have this one. Okay, I lied. I don't have either of them. Lumi the Dragon by Pocketful of Posies. Riley really ate with that pattern, Chef's Kiss. And then the Twilight Tory pattern by Lula Blue Angels. I just love this pattern. If anybody ever wants a commission for this pattern, I always accept it because I really love making it and how customizable it is. So yeah, those are my favorite patterns. Sarah asks, what is your favorite yarn source? And I did clarify store. She meant store. So, I mean, in person, because like we don't like have any, like it would be nice. My dream is to open an actual yarn store here locally. But locally, like in person, I prefer Michael's. I did prefer Joann's when it was open, but I also had to drive an hour in like any direction to find the closest Joann's when it was open. So Michael's. And then online, I really prefer shopping Premier Yarns. I love them. I'm also an affiliate, and my link is below. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just gives me like a little kickback when you shop with my link. So I'm just gonna shamelessly plug that here. So yeah, Michael's and Premier Yarns. I will say that those are my two favorite yarn stores. Sam Makes and Bakes. She asks, how do you price your plushies? So, to break it down kind of simply, materials, like the cost of your materials. So like your yarn, your stuffing, your safety eyes, like whatever you use. Like I've put like weighted beads into stuff before. So however much of that you're using. Your hourly rate. So I charge something that I find appropriate for a living wage in my area because this is my full-time job. So your hourly rate, my skill level, I calculate into that. So like skilled labor hourly rate. I'm not going to say what it is because it could be different for like where you live, where you're at, what your skill level is. But that's up to you ultimately as the business owner. And then small things, again, sorry, looking at my notes. So like your overhead type of stuff. So like shipping supplies, your packaging and whatnot. All of that gets equated into it. You can also Google like how to price your crochet plushies and it'll give you like an equation to use. So it's like your materials and hourly rate and blah, blah, blah. Like times whatever E equals MC squared type of thing. I hope that answers your question. Mojo Reads 817 asks, last 3 evolution of snugglers? Yes. It's coming. They'll be easy enough for me to finish off at this point. When I first started writing them, I was new to pattern writing. So it was very overwhelming to be doing all of that. And my account was like also blowing up at the same time. So people were like, I didn't really understand how to like meet demands and like keep things going and not fight like creative burnout basically. Now I feel like I could easily like whip them up. So maybe look for those this spring, I would say. Kendall asks, oh Kendall. If you could only crochet with one yarn forever, what would it be? And to that I say, you already know the answer, Kendall, but the people here on YouTube don't, and that is Elise Softy Plus. If I were on a deserted island and I had a crochet hook and a skein of yarn, that skein of yarn would be Elise Softy Plus, hands down. It is my favorite yarn. I've been using it for almost 2 years now, I want to say, and I'm like, for my like quarterly like yarn refill, like restock, like it is my number one used yarn. It was my number one used yarn last year. I think I had 144 skeins of it total from my like entire year. So that's a lot as far as like how much I did. I think it was like 300 skeins or something like that total. So yeah, Elise Softy Plus. Heather asks, what is your comfort project when you don't want to think? And right now it is a hexa cardigan, which I actually have one here. I have one here. But this is nice, like when I'm just like sitting back at the end of the day. Like I crochet for work, but I also crochet for pleasure, obviously. That's how I got into this. But when I'm like hanging out watching like the traders, or if it just fell on the floor. If I'm watching like RuPaul's Drag Race or something, like it's just something I can just pluck along to. I'm mindlessly doing it. I'm not worried about it looking perfect. So yeah, hexa cardigan for sure. Heather also asks a strange question, and I would like you guys to answer it below as well. What you think, because this feels like it's going to be controversial. Is cereal a soup? I don't know. Okay. So I really have to think about this because soup can be served cold and soup can have milk in it. I don't know. Yes, I guess. Cereal is a soup. I feel like I'm going to lose followers with this one, but cereal is a soup. I'm going to say yes. And our final question, Hege wants to know, again, he's sighing like he pays the bills here or something. Oh my god. So Hege wants to know, what is a project that you will never sell? And it's sitting right here next to me already. This is something I made for myself. This is Twilight Tory again. I really love the look of like blue china like dishes and stuff like that. So that was my inspiration here with the iron on patches. I will never ever get rid of her. She sits up on my shelf up here and guards my office. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite makes that I've ever done for like, and like one of the only makes I've ever done for just myself, because I've operated on like I'm selling my patterns, I'm selling my plushies for so long that it's like, when you do sit down and make something truly for yourself, I'm not getting choked up. I just drank my coffee really fast. It just feels good to like make something beautiful for yourself, basically. So I will never sell this plushie. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for today. If you have any questions, comment them below. I kind of feel like I might do this like quarterly, like every 3 months or so, and gather questions. Because this was kind of fun to like see questions from different perspectives. Like I wasn't expecting a couple of them, like, is cereal soup? So yeah, I definitely think I will do another one of these. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please please subscribe to my channel. I can't believe I'm already like almost to 1,000 subscribers. That's really crazy. I'm genuinely very appreciative of everybody that is here on my YouTube journey. It really helps me in my like little small business world. I'm very much so enjoying this. It's just a matter of turning on the camera and being consistent. That's all. So anyway, I'm off to go do some mildly unhinged crochet stuff, and I hope you guys keep crocheting, stay happy, and stay safe. Bye!